In fact, every page of notes you take will be worth about $1,000. So take notes fast. We're going to talk about the world of persuasion, influence. In fact, are we all in persuasion? Yes or yes? Parents, are you in persuasion? Motivate that impossible teenager as a manager, as a leader. In sales, are we all in sales? Yes. No matter what we do, this is the power tool of persuasion, and we're going to teach you how persuasion has changed. Would you agree with me that persuasion has changed in the last 20 years? Yes or yes? It is. That's what we're going to be talking about. In fact, how many of you make an extra $1,000 a week? Raise your hands. 2,000? How many of you want to make more than that? How many aren't going to raise your hands no matter what I do? Okay, there's a few of you. Okay, just checking who that is. Well, take some great notes. That was one or two ideas that you're going to get today is going to dramatically change your life and change your income. Because it's all about persuasion and influence. And did you learn it in school? They didn't teach us in school. We pick it up as we go along, and this is one of the most powerful skills that we can learn. Everything you want in life is on the other side of persuasion. Whether it be real estate, network marketing, whatever business you're in, it's all about persuasion, motivation, and influence. Because you ever had somebody that you were talking to, they liked your product, they wanted your product, they needed your product, they could afford your product, it was a slam dunk, everything was perfect, and they didn't buy. Has this ever happened to you? Wow, what happened? That power. What about you? Have you ever gone to the store and you're like, not going to buy, not going to buy, not going to buy, not going to buy, and you walked out with everything? What happened? What is that power to persuade, influence, to move people? You've met people that you've connected with automatically. You've met people that have repelled you. We're going to talk about the difference between the two, some different things that really help you out. And I'm going to teach you some things today that I've never taught before. Because I'm always studying the world of persuasion and influence, what's changing, how it's helping people. Now, what if you could take that power to persuade and put it in a bottle? Put it in an aerosol can. How much would that be worth to you? Have you thought about that? You're talking to someone, no, I don't think so. Shh. Oh, I'll take 3. Wow, how much would that be worth? Now, the scary thing is that they've actually found, it's a hormone called oxytocin, that when people smell it, they're more trusting of people. Isn't that kind of scary? Now, they're saying they're using it for mental disorders, but you get that in the wrong hands, some strange things could happen. They're more trusting. And so we're going to spend some time talking about persuasion, motivation, influence. Take some great notes today. We're going to have a lot of fun. And understand the power to influence is critical. Get what you want, when you want. And in the process, you're going to win friends for life. I'm not talking about the old style persuasion. We've heard many times that society has taught us the wrong thing, haven't they? Has society taught us the wrong thing about wealth and about persuasion? Would you agree with that? These are actually road signs that we found. And we get these mixed signals all the time. Well, what's right? What should we do? We learn growing up that the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Little children growing up, they complain, whine, and even adults do that, don't they? They complain, whine, and moan, and get the squeaky wheel gets the grease. But we're getting to the point in society where if we give you oil a few times, but then the squeaky wheel gets replaced. People aren't going to put up with that anymore. They don't want to do that. And that's what it's all about, because people don't want to be pushed into a corner. Because if you go to anybody and say, today I'm going to persuade you, what's going to happen? They're going to resist. You can have the best product in the world, but if they feel like you're trying to persuade them, they're going to resist just because it's human nature. In fact, my wife was taking my son. He was about 4 or 5 at the time. He was in the back of the car, and he said, go ahead. And his friend was with him. And she says, go ahead and buckle up. We need to leave. And he knows how to buckle up. And he says, I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And he was looking at his friend, and she says, just buckle up. So she had to pull over, buckle him up, and then he turns to his friends and says, you see what I can make my mom do? Wow. And that's what people feel sometimes with persuasion and influence. How does it happen? How does it work? And we're going to spend time talking about the difference between persuasion and influence and even coercion. Because when you have a boss that says, do it or you're fired, is that persuasion? No, that's coercion, isn't it? There's short-term compliance versus long-term influence. And that's what we want to spend time talking about today. It says, the computer says I need to upgrade my brain to be compatible with its new software. And that's what we're going to do today, is upgrade your brain, give you some new skills, talk about some things happening.